I've got a few meetings to tell you about. A brand new fundraiser coming this December. Happy Blind Equality Achievement Month. Federation Focus is on for the week of October 6th, 2025. Hey there, PA Federationists. Welcome to the birthplace of the organized blind movement, celebrating 85 years from our inception back in 1940 in Wilkes-Barre. My name is David Goldstein. I am your first vice president, and let's get right to the meetings because I want to talk about state convention as well. 3 meetings starting tomorrow night. It's the state convention planning meeting that happens at 8 p.m. via Zoom. Both Zoom link and One Tap Mobile link are down below, so check them out for all the events that I'm talking about here today. On Saturday, we've got 2 meetings. We've got a Keystone chapter meeting, and I'll be bringing the donuts. That happens at 10:15 at the Penn Museum, but you can also join via Zoom if you want. Again, links are down below. I hope to see you there at the Penn Museum. It's a great place. And fingers are crossed that we finally get back to Landmark Americana on Market Street because I am dying for that mac and cheese there. Fingers crossed. The second meeting on Saturday is even better because it's right in a restaurant. They don't have to go to one after their meeting. It's the Greater Lehigh Valley chapter meeting at 1 p.m. Say hello to President Kirk Hunger at the Applebee's in Bethlehem. The address is down below. You can also join via the links down below via their conference call. Those are the meetings. Now, let's get right to state convention stuff. State convention is in Harrisburg at the Best Western Premier from November 13th through the 16th. The 16th is the actual birth date of the organized blind movement in Wilkes-Barre back in 1940. We're going to have a little celebration at the convention on the 16th. Registration works like this. You can register right now, nfbofpa.org/register. That'll take you right to the page. Pick one meal, pick them all. Don't pick any meals, but you do have to pay for registration. It's $25. Again, the links will be down below so you could read about the meals and so forth. Meals are due, and it's a little bit more fluid than I've been told earlier. We may be able to go past October 15th for your meal choices. You can register up to and at the event itself in November at the Best Western Premier, but the meal choices will cut off at some point in October. I'm waiting to get an exact date from the hotel. The one thing that will not be extended past its date, the cutoff date, is the hotel room block. At last check, and that was last Monday, so a week ago, we had 10 rooms left, just 10 rooms. So if you haven't booked your room at the Best Western Premier and you want to get in on the NFB of PA room block, $119 a night, you've got to call and make your reservation. Don't delay. Hit pause. Pick up the phone. The telephone number is in the description down below. Give them a call right now. Don't put it off, or you might not get the best rate you can at the Best Western Premier. We still have a few exhibit hall tables available. If you're interested in displaying your goods or services to our convention goers, there's a link down below. Please go over there, fill out the registration. We are filling up, though. So there's still right now just a few tables. So if you're interested, don't wait. We are still looking for sponsors. So if you know someone who is interested, a business, some sort of service, somebody that wants to sponsor us, I can tell you that we have one platinum sponsor. Now that was for $5,000. I'm not going to mention names until we actually have the money and the signed agreements with that. We have, again, one platinum potential. And paperwork has been filled out, just waiting. Should be another week or so before I can announce that. We have someone that is interested in somewhere between gold and silver, and we're hoping it's going to be about $2,000 or so there. And we have a couple of bronze sponsors, which is $500. So one of those I can tell you is Democracy Live because they have already kicked the money in, and we are good to go with them. They are always a very big supporter of us here at the NFB of Pennsylvania. So thank you to Democracy Live. We will have more information on the website. Once everything gets finalized, we'll have a sponsor page for the event. So if you know someone, I've got paperwork that I can send them, email that I can send them. If you don't want to reach out, please let me know. Again, vp1@nfbofpa.org so I can reach out and hopefully get some more sponsors on board. So again, the hotel is the Best Western Premier. The room block goes from November 12th. That's the Wednesday before the event starts and you can stay until the 16th. You've got to check out the 16th. Our room block doesn't extend past that. They do have a shuttle, so if you are flying in to the airport or if you're taking the train to the train station, I mean, where else would you take the train to, right? As soon as you have your travel arrangements set up, call the hotel so you can get on their shuttle list. Once you're on their shuttle list, hopefully with the folks in Pennsylvania who are from the eastern part of the state, a lot, I'm sure, are going to be traveling out together. So once everybody sets that up, they'll have a better idea of how long it'll take. And the hotel is only around 10 or 15 minutes from the train station, so you shouldn't have any kind of problem there. So don't forget that. Once you make your travel plans with Amtrak, if you're taking the train from Philadelphia or along that route till you get to Harrisburg, call the hotel and let them know when you're coming in so they can have their schedule set up. Now, I mentioned Amtrak. If you're traveling from Philadelphia to Harrisburg via Amtrak, there is a code that you can use, V as in Victor, 819. V as in Victor, 819. Charge is about $17.82 each way, so less than $36 will get you to and from Harrisburg for our convention. Don't forget, they may tell you, no, that code doesn't work. It does work. Ask for somebody else or ask for a supervisor if you're not able to use that code. Don't pay more than $36 for your ticket. If they tell you they can't do it, get a supervisor or get somebody else on the phone and get it taken care of. It still works. It's been working for years, and it depends on the rep that you get on the phone, whether they allow it to go through. So again, V as in Victor, 819 is your code for train travel from Philadelphia to Harrisburg for less than $36. I hope that you're gathering auction items and door prize items so that we have plenty of things to give out. Now, I know Greater Philly is doing a very cool basket they told me about, and that is going to be a Philly sports theme basket. Now, that's great because we've reached out, Liz and I have reached out, and I say Liz and I, mostly Liz, have reached out to all of the sports teams in Pennsylvania. And when I say all, ones that I never heard of. We have received 3 items in hand. I've mentioned the Pittsburgh Steelers, an autographed picture of one of their players. And right now the name slips. He's a defensive lineman. He's really good. Have the autographed picture of him. We have 4 tickets for the Washington Wild Things. Now, I didn't even know there was a Washington, Pennsylvania until Liz started looking up the teams. It is a baseball team. It is an independent league baseball team based in Washington, Pennsylvania. Since we've gotten those tickets from them, I've been on their email list, and they do a lot of very cool events there, which they have to, because when you have a small team like that, you're not going because you love one of the players, because the players come and go. But they had Bark at the Park, and they did a lot of cool events. And I know the Phillies do it, and I'm betting that the Pirates do. So Washington Wild Things, Pittsburgh Steelers, Savannah Bananas, not even based in Pennsylvania. And they sent us a goodie bag full of some merch and a t-shirt and some things like that. Phillies, we have to send a letter. Pirates have to send a letter right at this time now. Eagles, Flyers, Sixers, Penguins have all been submitted online back in the middle of summer. Still haven't gotten anything. Fingers are crossed that we do, but it's not looking great. And I don't know why that is. But thank you to the Steelers. They jumped right on it, sent something right out back in July. I think we had it before the end of July. So if you've got some things, again, I told you a couple of times about the Keystone basket, which is going to be to celebrate America's 250th birthday next summer. We've got a basket worth $250. We've got $50 worth of Pennsylvania Lottery Scratcher tickets, plus $200 worth of gift cards for various retailers and restaurants that are nationally known and available pretty much throughout the state. There might not be one specifically in your hometown, but that is something that you can hopefully trade with somebody else when they win a door prize or a different auction. But the Keystone basket will be worth $250 plus Kat Botner has gotten a tactile map of the United States puzzle. It's a puzzle that you put together, and that will all be in the Keystone chapter basket. If you've got some goods, and I know some others have mentioned, and honestly, I am just forgetting them right now. If you know what is going to be going into your basket, please reach out to me. Do it via email, because sometimes when you tell me something in here and out here, in this one ear and out this ear, or maybe vice versa if you're on this side, please let me know via email so I can forward the information to everybody. I did hear from Greater Philly a couple of times of what their basket is, and I just think it's a great idea. I know there's going to be a lot of folks in the eastern half of the state who are Philly sports fans bidding on that basket, even with yesterday's disappointing Eagles game and their first loss. They weren't going to win them all, so don't be disappointed. Could they have done better? Sure. Could the refs have made a couple of better calls? Sure. But it was going to happen sooner or later. Let's move on and just cheer on the Phillies tonight for the rest of Red October. So that's the situation with our convention, November 13th to the 16th at the Best Western Premier in Harrisburg. Still time to register and get meals. Not so much time if you want to get in on the NFB of PA room block. Don't delay. Order your room today and make sure you get the best possible rate. You'll still be able to most likely get a room. It's just not going to be at $119 a night. So do that right now. Now, I mentioned a brand new fundraiser, and I am excited to tell you about the Pennsylvania Association of Blind Merchants 2025 Networking Holiday Party and Fundraiser. This will be our third holiday party fundraiser. The first two were out in Harrisburg, and they were pretty well attended. But this year, it's right in the Delaware Valley at the Philadelphia Airport DoubleTree by Hilton, 4509 Island Avenue, right down the street from the airport. Very easy to get to from all parts of the Delaware Valley. Very excited for that, and hope that you can join us. It's $40. Registration link is down below. If you want to learn more, there's some more information at that link. And there's going to be food and music and raffle baskets and an auction, which is always so much fun with Denise doing the auctioning. It is awesome. And this promises to be just as much fun as the last couple have been. I know there's always a lot of excitement for some of the auction items, which are Pennsylvania lottery scratcher tickets. I don't mean just a couple. I mean a pack of like 100. And I don't know how much you can win with that pack of 100, but you could win a lot of money. So those are always a lot of fun, those auctions. Those go usually pretty high up. A lot of great items I'm sure we're going to have for that auction. I don't have any items for that yet. I don't know what's coming yet for that, but hopefully a lot of cool things on the heels a few weeks earlier from the state convention auction. So again, December 6th at the DoubleTree by Hilton, Philadelphia Airport, from 5 to 10 p.m., $40. Registration link is down below. If you want more information, you can reach out to PABM President Pam Baccaro. Her contact information will be over at the webpage that's linked down below. One more fundraiser to tell you about. The Capital Chapter is still selling some Panera gift cards. They're e-gift cards. They're valid at any Panera within the U.S. They're $25. Please, the link is down below. When you click the link, pay the $25, check the box that you'll pay the fees. It's only $1 and change more. The chapter will get $25 and everybody will be happy. You'll be happy when you're eating lunch or dinner or a snack at Panera, and the chapter will be happy because they raised some money. So again, the link is down below. It'll go right to PayPal, and don't forget to check that link so that you can cover the PayPal fees and the chapter gets all $25. Now, there's one more date that I want to tell you about, and that is October 18th. The Pennsylvania Organization of Blind Parents is having a Blind Parents Seminar. There's going to be a lot of great information given of cooking, which of course we all could use, whether you do a lot of cooking or you just need some tips and tricks to how to do it when you're blind. A lot of great information there. If you have any questions, reach out to President Stacy Leap for that, and she will give you all the details. You're going to have to come back next week to get the Zoom link, though. That's not down below. But save the date, the 18th of October from 7 to 8:30. They're going to have speakers, and it's going to be a lot of great information for you to learn to be a better blind parent. Now, I want to mention one thing from the national level, and you don't even have to be a member of the NFB to use this service, and it is an outstanding service, and is NFB Newsline. And I'm mentioning that now because I've done a few videos on my personal YouTube channel about the different smart glasses. I have a pair of the Ray-Ban Meta glasses. I'll be getting the ones with the display because I've been told they have a screen reader in there, and I'm very interested in to see how the translation goes with the screen reader, because obviously I'm not going to be able to see the little tiny screen. So that will be an interesting thing. But I do want to talk about NFB Newsline because people have been asking me over on my channel, my mother is losing her sight. Can she use a pair of Ray-Ban Metas to read the newspaper or read a book? Not really. I've tried to read a book. It was a cookbook that Liz had sitting on the table. Who gets a newspaper anymore to see if you could read the newspaper? We don't get that. So I don't have a newspaper. I am going to do a video on my channel with an actual newspaper once I get one from someone. But I mention NFB Newsline because you don't need to use the Ray-Ban Metas to read it. If you use NFB Newsline, and as long as you are blind or low vision or otherwise print disabled, you qualify. If you're in Pennsylvania, please reach out to me, vp1@nfbpa.org, and I can sign you up. If you're not, the phone number is down below, the national number, so you can sign up there, and you can enjoy over 600 publications. My favorite is the Wall Street Journal. That's where I always go because I always find an article that I want to read more about, and when you go to it on the web, unless you have a subscription, you read maybe 2 sentences of the article, and then it's behind a paywall. Philadelphia Inquirer's on there, Philadelphia Daily News, Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, all of the local newspapers, depending on where you are in the state, you can get, I don't remember how many there are in the state. I want to say there's around 20 to 24 different local newspapers in the Pennsylvania newspaper section. There's national newspapers. Besides the Wall Street Journal, there's the New York Times and USA Today. There's breaking news. There's magazines, a whole bunch of magazines. Again, it's over 600 publications. And you can use your mobile phone. You can use any touch-tone phone to do it over the phone, which makes it easy. Even if you have no computer skills, you're just using the touch-tone buttons to go forward and backward through the article or to the next article. If you have an iPhone, it's awesome because there's an app. And no matter where you use it, and you can use it on the web too, no matter where you use it, you can email an article to yourself. And I read an article last week in the Wall Street Journal that talked about this middle-aged nun who was overweight and a smoker. I know it doesn't sound like a nun to me, but she was a nun. She recently died at 95. When she was in her mid to late 40s, she took up running. And she started running in marathons. And that was, look at how it changed her life. I don't think a smoker would last to 95, but I could be wrong. But I emailed that article to myself so I could send it to my daughter, because my daughter will sign up for races even though she's not a runner. She's done a couple of 5Ks and a 10K in New York in Central Park. She just signed up for one in February, and she's looking forward to it. And everybody thinks, oh, you're a runner? No, I'm not a runner. She works out a lot, but she's not a runner. So I thought that article would be funny for her. Not that she smokes or is middle-aged. But NFB Newsline is a great source of information. So check it out. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. If you're in Pennsylvania, I can sign you up. I just need some of your particulars, and we can go back and forth once you email me if you're interested. If you're not in Pennsylvania, I can't sign you up. You've got to call. There's a toll-free number in the description where you can reach out and get signed up that way. In some instances, you may need a doctor's note or somebody from your state's organization. Like in Pennsylvania, it would be the Bureau of Blindness and Visual Services can do that. In other states, it would be the same. But if you're in Pennsylvania, I can vouch for you, especially if you're a member of the NFB. But you don't have to be a member of the National Federation of the Blind. Please don't stop signing up because you're not a member. You don't need to be a member. You just have to be blind, low vision, or otherwise print disabled, and you qualify. And again, you will enjoy reading the magazines and the newspapers, the Walmart ad and the Target ad, all available on NFB Newsline. There's also breaking news and weather and so forth like that. But the printed materials that you once enjoyed walking out in your bathrobe down to the end of your driveway and picking up the newspaper when it's 30 degrees outside, you now don't have to do that. You can reach over and pick up your phone or pick up your mobile and just read the newspaper, read all the news that's in those publications that you used to love to do all that other stuff. So please reach out to me if you're in Pennsylvania, would like to get on NFB Newsline, or call the toll-free number down below and you'll get signed up, and you will love it. And you don't need the Meta Ray-Bans to read the paper. And again, they wouldn't be the ones to use. NFB Newsline, if you're not already signed up, go ahead and sign up. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything, and you will not regret using that service. That's all I have for this week. Again, it's the week of October 6th, 2025. I really appreciate you joining me for this episode of Federation Focus. Thank you so much. And remember, let's go out and build the National Federation of the Blind of Pennsylvania. Thanks again for watching. Take care. I'll talk to you next week.